We are so lucky. You are too. Why? Because our next guest is the extremely funny actress and comedian Jenny Slate is in the house today. She's starring in her second stand-up special out this week. It's called Jenny Slate, Seasoned Professional. I love that title. Slate hilariously talks about giving birth to her favorite daughter, Ida, why she was, quote, brave for love, and her relationship with her therapist. Here's a look.
I love my therapist, and I know you're not allowed to say that, but I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her, and I actually find that at this point to be the hardest part of therapy. That like when the session is over, you're not allowed to be like, okay, bye-bye, I love you.
Okay, bye-bye, I love you. Jenny Slate is back in the house. Jenny, it's so good to see you.
Thanks for having me back.
I know you hit on so many notes that are very relatable. I love what you were taught when you took us through the birth of your daughter, Ida, and you were very sharing in that moment.
Yeah.
But you also say, can you imagine if men had to deliver babies through their penises?
Yeah.
The story that we'd be telling, like, hey, did you hear the story about Sam? But it's hilarious the way you do it.
Thank you. I'm glad. It's definitely meant to be.
Yes, yes. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, but it's also really good to be able to, even within comedy, just like gently put down some of your observations that might not be like that you thought of first, you know, like going into a comedy set, like, am I really gonna do this, my entire birth story? But it turned out that I really enjoyed it.
And it's very funny.
Yeah.
And you also, the title, I like, Seasoned Professional. You said you went to a hypnotist.
Yeah.
True? You really did.
Yeah.
And the hypnotist said you were a seasoned professional.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you? What did that mean to her telling you that?
I think that what it meant, and by the way, that's like the only thing that really got implanted in my psyche. Everything else, because I went for stage fright.
I was gonna say, why did you go? Yeah.
I went for stage fright. Unfortunately, I won, I guess, or whatever. Like, I pushed through the hypnosis and continued to have stage fright. But he implanted this one thing that's like, you know how to do this. You know how to do your job. And before I go on stage, I find myself saying, I'm a seasoned professional. Even though I still have self-doubt and all of that, this is my version of what it means for me to be a full-fledged professional. And I'm happy that it's this complex. I'm pretty proud of it at this point.
It's hard to imagine you having stage fright.
Yes,
You're so commanding on stage, and you work through so many different registers and voices, and it's really nimble. I mean, it's very funny. Also, I love the story about wanting to confess love to your now husband when you're just starting to date and knowing it's going to be too much.
Totally.
And that chill people don't really exist. That was me, by the way, in my relationship. The roles were reversed. How does that story develop into a whole bit? I mean, you just start telling it on stage and open mics, or you just knew it was funny in the moment? Like, what's your process like?
I think first it starts in conversation with my friends, and I'm like, what do I really want them to know about my life and how I'm doing, and how can I be honest about it? But, you know, when you're like out to dinner with your friends, you want to be usually entertaining, I think, you know, you have a good personality. And then it's like, I enjoyed that. This is interesting to me. There's an edge to it because it's personal, so that's kind of like the fuel for me. And then I'll start to improvise on stage with it. And eventually it becomes more formed, but not so formed that I'm sick of talking about it.
Yeah.
But your whole thing was being brave for love.
Yeah.
Didn't you like that?
Yeah.
I like how you framed that, being brave for love. What did you mean, being brave for love?
I think it takes a lot of courage to participate in any sort of love. Self-love, romantic love, true love of your ambition or your career or whatever. You have to look at what scares you. You can't just like push your fears aside and plow through. I think to really love means to completely know and understand.
We were talking during the break about your daughter, Ida, and how much you love being a mom.
Yeah.
How would you like her to look back at this period of the body of work that you've done, Marcel Lachelle, all that? What do you think that she would say?
I hope she looks back on it however she wants to. That's up to her, but I hope that she sees me as a person who was confident enough to continue to express myself, even though I do not really identify with a sense of perfection. I more hope that she sees me as someone who tried my best to be truly alive.
Well, are you aware that Vlad is a new dad? Jenny, are you aware Vlad is a new dad?
Yes.
Yeah, so the two of you can
Yeah,
really
we were talking. That's why I was asking about, you know, A lot of things that are coming my way.
Yeah, both of us are technically asleep right now. That's the whole thing.
But you've got a great thing coming up, a Colleen Hoover book. You're going to be starring with Blake Lively.
Yes,
Go,
that's
Jenny.
true. Yeah, I'm really excited.
Which one of her books? She's very.
Ends with us.
It ends with
It
us.
ends with us, yeah. Huge hit.
And I'm just excited to bring it to life for all the fans. It's a big thing. So yeah.
It is.
I'm excited for you, Jenny Slate, cheering you on always.
And the book
Ida's
as well.
mom.
Congratulations.
Back to talk about the book.
I will.
Life
Thank
form.
you.
Don't act like you don't.
Well, there,
know
let's
us.
talk about let's talk about the stand-up.
Jenny Slate, thank you very much. Seasoned Professional is streaming tomorrow on Prime Video.